All right. Welcome to A Look Behind the Curtain, episode 6 with Chris Celeste. The purpose of this series, the YouTube channel and the podcast, is to answer the two main questions I get, which are, is this real? And is anybody having success with this? It's also to kind of give you some techniques and principles that you can apply in your life and your business to help you get started or to really move it to the next level. And to just kind of showcase a person who's in the community who is really having success and get to hear about their experiences and what they've been through and how it's benefiting their life. So today I have the honor of having someone with me who has traveled the world as a competitive bodybuilder, has worked with old school marketing guru Bill Phillips, who is the author of A Body of Life, worked as a real estate agent in the industry for 8 years and is having the time of his life running his new online business as an AWOL affiliate. So without further ado, let me bring out Stoney Grimes, and welcome to the series. Nice to have you out, Stoney.
Hey, it's an honor to be here. Thank you very much, Chris.
So I usually start this out with a brief description of who you are, where you come from, and so I'll let you take it away.
All right. Well, I think that I'm one of the elders in the community, a little bit older. So I've had, first of all, I've just had a really blessed life. Man, I count my blessings every day. Just, no matter what goes on, it's always a big blessing for me, and I'm just really grateful. I was raised with a single parent. My mom, and I had a brother and sister. Real strong mom, just her and us 3 kids growing up. Set some good, instilled in us some good stuff of, always treating people correct, with respect, and, go out, work ethic, just everything. Really strong lady. So I was really lucky to have, her as a mom and grow up in a close-knit family, not having a father figure, but she could act as both. So it worked out really well. Grew up in my mom is in the fitness industry for 36 years. So I was kind of born in the gym as a little kid and in the nursery, and just grew up. And when I was in high school, I had a neck injury in football. And so I had a big brother that played football. He played college and pro. He was a big guy, a lot bigger than me. And I hurt my neck, and so I couldn't do contact sports. So I started working out in the garage with my brother, and I wanted to do it because he was so much bigger, and his friends always picked on me, but I wanted to get big so I could whip him. But I could get his friends, but I never could whip my brother. But with that being said, we opened up a family fitness center right out of high school. I did a little bit of college, but I wasn't very good with school. I was just all over the place. My mom opened a gym for us down in Clear Lake City, down by Galveston in the, Houston, South Houston down there. My mom opened a gym for us, and I did that, and I got into bodybuilding. I just liked it. I didn't like it at first because I thought it was a lot of cheesy, but once I got into it and I did really well with it, then I kind of got hooked on it. And part of the bodybuilding was one of my best buddies, Lee Labrada. He has Labrada Nutrition. He's in Houston, and he was a pro and very, very good, a pro bodybuilder. So as I competed, I got to travel with him all over Europe, France, Spain, Italy, England, and he would do a tour, and I would go with him, and we'd go like town to town and meet everybody. And it was the thing I liked about bodybuilding was it taught me a lot of discipline, one, and then two, I got out and I got to meet a lot of people, got lots of friends from all over, and just really, I learned a lot, and it was the stepping stone to where I met Bill Phillips. Bill Phillips had Experimental Applied Science out in Golden, Colorado, and he's the author of Body for Life, which is a really popular book, the #1 bestseller for a long time. And he had these Body for Life contests where people would do a before and after, and that was real big. And but the reason why I mentioned working with Bill was it was back right before 93 to 98 was right before the internet, and he was an old school copywriter, and he used to have Dan Kennedy and Gary Halbert out for a weekend, and he would pay them, and he would get these ideas from him, like just 8 hours Saturday and Sunday, and just take all these little notes. And then after that, he would come up with these big campaigns. And back then it was direct response, like it was in the Mail or USA Today. we had a magazine called Muscle Media. We had a magazine as a platform. We had the mailing database of just thousands of people. And it was fitness, bodybuilding, but people just wanting to get in shape and change what they were doing. And so when I was doing that, I like a little bits of pieces, because Dan Kennedy and those guys are really, I read his book back then. It was really amazing because of how well they did it with just writing copy. Mm-hmm. And Bill was really, really good at it. And I would study his, and I got a little piece of it. Then when I left there, I went from Colorado, I went back to Dallas, and I decided, hey, why not give real estate a shot? Because I had sold in a house. I bought a house and sold it in Colorado. And during the process, I thought, it's pretty cool. I like, you can get relationships, it was real estate. So moved to Dallas, jumped in the real estate. The first day that I got my license, I went to a seminar out in San Diego and got with this group where I could kind of copy and paste to help they get your business going. So went out there, jumped in that, came back, set up my systems, and just took off, and didn't know anybody in Dallas. my first year, I was just out and I was meeting people and just started selling houses, man. And I got hooked on that and did that for 8 years in the Dallas area. I've been here for 19 years. Did that for 8 years. And then 2008, when the market went down, I again went back to work for Bill Phillips 10 years later. And we had an online community called Transformation. It was transforming body, mind, and spirit. We would meet at half marathons around, and we would donate all our proceeds to Make-A-Wish Foundation. So we worked with them. We would go do the half marathons, and then we had a huge community, transformation.com. And I was a coach, and I got to coach a lot of people, meet a lot of people. And when that went away, all the people now are still on Facebook. So I get to see all of them from, 10 years back. And so, and after that, I went over and I started selling on Amazon. First, I started at eBay for a year, and then I advanced up to Amazon, which was like night and day from selling on eBay to selling on Amazon. I jumped into that, and I did that for 3 years. And then one day I woke up and my account was suspended because of selling policies. They changed, and it's very hard to get your account reinstated over there. And so I just I've got to find something, man. I got to do something because a lot of income went away overnight, And so we had our savings, and we went from no debt to maxed out and savings, because my wife has a great job, but man, used to what we were spending, it was we had to cut back. And so anyway, I'm not really looking, but I got my kind of antenna up, and I'm on YouTube one day, and I figured out when Kiala popped up, it was because he was running a little ad on YouTube. He pops up in the video, and I was about to X out of it. And I thought, man, this dude's pretty cool. I like what he's saying. He's walking through his house, a little mesmerizing, he's talking to you. He kind of gets you caught up in it. And after 8 minutes and 30 seconds, I just said, I'm into this. I jumped on it. I didn't even do the webinar. I just jumped on it, went in, did the coaching call, got set up. That was last November. And got set up, didn't do much studying in November, December, but jumped in it in January. So started really studying in January. And February 15th, I started promoting on Facebook. My first ad, I had 33 sales in about 3 weeks. And then I got my account disabled because I kind of knew what I was doing, but I really didn't know what I was doing. Devin Thomas, who you had on, he was kind of mentoring me, and so I took off with it really well. I did, from that one ad, I did 10,200, 33 sales from the back end sales as well. And then I got back on it. I started again, and I've had 52 or 53 sales, and I did well, but I took off really well. I've just had a hard time going back and forth with my account, but that's just the way it is. And so now I'm 7-8 months in the business. I have my YouTube, I have my Instagram, I have Facebook, just doing a lot of different things within, AWOL, my affiliate, just learning, man. There's unlimited learning all the time, each day. I try to help a lot of people because it helps me with learning my, sharpens my tool. So now that takes me to AWOL. And so here I am today.
There you go. I love it. Yeah. I knew that your mother had been in the fitness industry, but I didn't know that she like opened a gym for you guys. That's really cool. I didn't realize that was the extent.
Yeah, she could keep an eye on us.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, no doubt. So just to kind of hit on a little bit more what you were just talking about with giving back to the community and how it benefits you to help others and help cement what you're learning. I know when I first started having some success, you just started placing the ads within the community, and we were really talking kind of every day.
Yeah.
Each other, brainstorming. How, in your opinion, how beneficial has it been to have the community, like AWOL's community, its family that we call it, to support you and help you get through obstacles and to really launch yourself to success?
Well, the cool thing about AWOL was when I first joined, I was coming in and was like, okay, the income, start your business, which is great. But what I found when I got in the community was there was a whole shift of, it wasn't just about the income. It was about having the opportunity and the tools that they provide to do an inside change from the inside out, with the, all the awaken and the things they offer and the summits, and always just people coming in that are really, really knowledgeable and helping you. But that little inside job thing was a change in mindset, maybe to a servant heart if you wasn't used to being in service, that you kind of changed your perspective. And it's not just about the income, but it's about a complete change. And with that being said, AWOL is full of just positivity, people wanting to help, like-minded. I've been in a lot of Facebook communities, and there's never one I've been in that's as good and as positive and with so many good people as AWOL. But what you asked was, as far as getting help. When I first joined, I've always learned from the past was connect with success, because I was studying and I used to get where I wanted to pull my hair out because I was new. It was a new skill set. I was in Pro Academy. I was going through. And I remember Kial would say, if you're frustrated, don't worry about it. If it's not making sense, it'll all come together. Mm. And so I was like, okay, well, I hope it comes together because I'm lost. Well, as I went along and I connected, with Devin, he was good. I tried to contact my referring affiliate, but I didn't hear back. I contacted a couple other people, but I didn't hear back. So I was like, well, and then I got a hold of Devin, and then you and I started talking. And so that was really helpful, because you can study, but until you talk with somebody that's like into action and doing it, you learn so much more. And then you can get good feedback, like get into action. He told me, get your funnel built, get going, quit going through all the modules over and over. The real learning starts when you get into, the action to get your funnel built out. So I got that going. But back to the help, the reason why I like to help so much is I love being of service, but also because I know what it felt like, when I came in and not having somebody to help you. And it was around, I was new, and it was like, it's a big community and you're just kind of like feeling your way around. But it was so important that I got a good start, and it was so good that I got, some good mentorship from Devin. And then, like you and I connected, and then help from other, Bailey, Jeff were big, the getting on the affiliate calls and, just being a sponge. But the one thing about the affiliate marketing and online marketing and the funnel concept is there's just unlimited stuff to learn. And it's just like, at Amazon, I kind of got lazy because it was pretty easy just to ship my products and stuff. And I got kind of complacent. And so when I shift over here, it was huge, because it was like, man, you got to pay attention, and you got to learn, you got to apply all of it, and you're going to fail fast. And I did, but I got back up and I just kept going. If you're consistent, you're persistent in this business, you have a much better chance of succeeding. Yeah.
And I can completely relate. When it comes to even the online business, I've failed more than I've succeeded. But that being said, the successes are monumentally bigger than any of the failures. I have one good ad that runs that makes me significant money every month, when so many others were failures. But it just takes that constant split testing, that constant pushing yourself, like you were saying, consistency, to really just get that one that can set you free. And that's all it takes. It's all I had to do to be where I am today, was to get one audience and one ad that really resonated, and then just, maximize, scale it to do as much as I can with it.
Well, the cool thing about when I started, like we would message, almost every day. And what I like with you was like you just got it. You were really consistent. But I remember, and I'm going to share this because I think you're cool with it, I remember one day you were like, man, my Jeep broke. My Jeep broke down. So I had to stop my ads because I got to take care of my Jeep. And, gosh, I've been through the same thing. But I think it was maybe 6-8 weeks later where you posted where you had your first, was it $30,000 a month or $10,000?
Yeah, back then it was my first 5-figure month. I had just cleared 10 grand for the first time.
Yeah, so Jeep broke, shut down ads to that. And it wasn't that long a time. And just like you said, through that time, I know that I remember how many ads you had placed, and you were just trying to find that one, and it's the same one and just consistent with it. And there you go. I mean, I know a lot of people get frustrated because they're here and that we're spending money, but it's just like you said, you got to hang on because there's just going to be that one you can get that's going to propel you up where you need to be.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is a simple system, but it's not easy. You have to learn the skills, you have to apply them, and then you have to test the market. But once you get yourself established, once you have those skills in your toolbox, and you can understand how the market works and read the numbers in the back office of the analytics of like Facebook or YouTube, once you're able to do these things, the sky's the limit. And I don't know any other industry that can do the returns like this one.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen one, never. To be able to spend $3,000, a little less than $3,000 in ad spend and make $23,000. I mean, that's crazy returns. Crazy returns.
Yeah.
Something you had just said before when you're talking was that the real learning, the real girth of everything that we do is when you actually start taking action, when you actually start placing the ads, because there is an overwhelming amount of knowledge about this industry and about how to do things correctly and the different strategies and techniques and principles that govern it all.
Yeah.
But you really don't start learning and understanding things until you really get that first ad out there. And I was just talking with Devin about this the other day, and it's weird because so many people have this like fear of placing that first ad. They want everything to be perfect.
Uh-huh.
But Devin and I, who arguably are the two best, highest earning affiliates for this year for AWOL that, aren't a super affiliate, people who have been doing this, 10 plus years. Sure. And both of us started with a 3-word ad. That's how simple and easy. Like if you just go back to keeping it simple, don't overcomplicate it, follow the steps in the training, listen to what's being told by the mentors and take action on it, and you will have success. It's when you get in your own way, you start trying to reinvent the wheel, you think you can do things better, that, people start shooting themselves in the foot. And it's just kind of blows my mind how simple this really can be and how overcomplicated people make it. It's crazy. And I was a victim. I mean, I was absolutely doing that myself.
Yeah.
In the beginning as well. And it wasn't until I stopped trying to overcomplicate things and just got simple with it and just really followed what the people with success were doing, that success came to me as well. Yep, go ahead.
The first ad that I had, I did the seasoning with Facebook and I had the image ad and just got it going. And then I was so like, I really wanted to get that one out there, the video. So I was like, okay, about after $50-$75. So I just threw it out there, and I didn't have any copy on it. I just threw, there was a one about this might make when you quit your job. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, that just goes to show you, I mean, it's just, keep it simple, and I threw it out there. Like, I don't recommend that now because of all the, compliance and all that, but I just wanted to get it out there because, Chris, for me, if I do any overthinking, I will freeze up, and then I won't want to, like, I'll just like, okay. And then just throw it out there. Hey, if you look stupid about it, fine. But, and I'm talking to Devin, and I'm going, Devin, I got it out there. And I started a little email. Well, your income has increased from AWOL. And I'm like, I got to sell. And I remember driving back from Louisiana. We were visiting my wife on a Sunday, wife's parents. and I had like 8 sales on a Sunday, and I'm like, Devin, I got 8. What do you got? Back and forth. Man, it just gets you going. But with that being said, a lot of times in the community when I'm helping people is, you're exactly right. Like they want to have it perfect, and they have to have this, and then they have to have that. And like, you just want to get a lead in and sell. Don't just start, because then you'll know kind of where you need to be. But the overthinking, the perfectionism and stuff, man, I'm telling you that will freeze you up and stop you in your tracks.
Yeah, absolutely. And even more so, like when you first got started online and you were trying to transition into a business online, and it's brand new, it's gonna be scary, it's the unknown. What were some of the obstacles, maybe some of the beliefs false beliefs you were giving yourself then that you had to overcome, and how did you overcome them to get started and start having the success you have today?
I think after the immediate success over a couple months, and just I didn't I just thought, well, how am I gonna repeat that? My account was disabled, but then I came back and I was doing good again. But I think do I know enough? I'm going to learn enough to really make this work. Can I make it consistent? And I think that's just creep in your mind, because what it is I would be around maybe in a mastermind group or whatever, and like the stuff that they're talking about, like it's too much for me. If I don't keep it simple, I'm not going to be able to do this. So I have to kind of back off and not micromanage everything, because I can't be successful like that. So sometimes my mind would creep up, well, maybe everybody's doing that, but actually they're not. It's just that, you don't do it. And I know Devin used to always tell me, connect the dots, paint the colors kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And that really made sense to me, because just like you said earlier, you found that one, you went through a lot to find that one. And I think if everybody can just, hear that are new out there, it's just, don't get caught up so much in failing or trying to be perfect. It's just, like you said, testing, find that one. It might be different than everybody else. You might do it different, but it doesn't matter. Just don't get caught up in getting frozen because you want everything to work out and be perfect, because you're not going to be perfect, and you're going to fail. And if you look stupid, so big deal. Just get back up and keep going. Again, if you're consistent, man, and stay persistent at it, don't get dragged down by it. Stay around inspired, exciting, humble people. Don't get around the Debbie Downers, like, I told you that's not going to work, or that I talk to people who get away, like they spent the money on Elite and I think they've invested a lot, but they're kind of pulling back and they start kind of hiding out, and then, pulling back in. And it's like, look, just keep going, get with other people that came on the same time you did. 2's better than 1, 3's better than 2. Get around, share, get a like-minded. Don't get it to where you're with somebody that's not, that you're not connecting with. And so get help, keep moving, just be consistent, and don't give up and don't stop.
Absolutely. Yeah. Before I ever had the opportunity to mastermind with, people like Landon and Stapes or Devin or anybody who already had the success, when I first got in, one of the first things I really realized I needed to do was surround myself with fellow marketers. So that's why I started the local Phoenix, in-person mastermind that I did. And at the time, the 3 of us that were in that mastermind way back in last year, none of us were even making money yet. We were all still just learning. But the ability to be around each other, to feed off each other, what was stopping you this week from getting things done? What was working for you? Are you getting any leads? Just to feed off each other and be more of an accountability group than a actual mastermind was, so beneficial, because you can get lost in this stuff. And if you're by yourself all the time, you can get a little overwhelmed. And, it's nice to get someone else's perspective, kind of bounce some ideas off people. I found a lot of times too that I was overcomplicating it and stressing myself out over things that were quite simple. I just wasn't looking at it from the right angle. And to be able to get someone else's perspective on it was just like all I needed to be like, boom, time to move on, time to crush this. And, honestly, that mastermind group, when I first got started and consciously surrounding myself with people who were starting at the same time as me and going through the same things I was was huge. And then getting out to live events, you know, I've done all 3 of the AWOL or Experian classes that are offered. And that allowed me to really up the caliber of people I was surrounding myself with, and up my caliber because of the events I was going through. And all of us going through these events together and growing with each other made those relationships and those bonds even more profound. They're family to me. And now it allows me to, like, when I need advice or help, I have the ability to reach out to over 100 people, well over, you know, maybe 1,000 people now within the AWOL community or some of the GAZ people, and to be able to bounce it off people who are having success, who are also, you know, moving through their business in later stages. So it's just constantly surrounding yourself with people who are on the same path and are having the things you want to have and are positive people is huge. So I absolutely agree with you. It's just, you know, you got to be around the right people. And by the right people, I mean people who are trying to achieve the same goal as you and are positive in mindset. Because if you know, it only takes one rotten apple to ruin the bunch. And if you got someone who's constantly down on themselves, constantly bringing themselves down, you're going to start doubting yourself too. And it's not something you need in your life. So absolutely surround yourself with great people. Boom.
Yeah, like I said earlier, like you were just saying, the connect with success thing was big for me. And I don't know where I learned it, but I remember when I got into, when I first started bodybuilding, you know, I told you my friend Lee Labrada, who was ahead of me, I friended him at a contest, and I said, hey man, you know, could you give me some feedback or whatever? And we started hanging out. He became one of my best friends, but because I got with him, he showed me the ropes because he was one of the best. I said, well, I want to connect with him. And then when I got into real estate, I had a guy ran this. His name's Trey Williams. He was running this Keller Williams, and he was the #1 guy, really friendly, humble, down to earth. So I said, hey man, can I take you to lunch? So we went to lunch, and I said, is there anything that I can help you with, maybe, because I'm new, and you know, get the help me get going and stuff. And we're best friends, you know. And so, and then when I got into AWOL, the same thing. I mean, I've become really good friends with you and Devin because I was attracted to you guys. #1, because you're humble. And #2, because you're always wanting to grow. I remember when I first started messaging with you, you were like on this. I said, man, I was telling my wife, I go, awake, enlightened. You were just going for it. And I remember how excited you were. You go, man, this next one, I'm going to be on stage, you know. And then, you know, there you are. And it's like, so it's just a great example of, you know, you surrounded yourself with people, you know, I'm sure you do for them, they do for you. The reciprocity comes in, and your buddies. And, you know, that's so when I talk to people in the community there, they ask for help. I always say, man, don't be afraid to ask, because, hey, I grew up, I don't like rejection, but if you don't ask, I I saw something jump up in there, and I go, oh, that's a dog behind you. Yeah. So I tell them, I go, don't be afraid. You're never asking a stupid question, and don't ever think that you're bothering me, because you can get in that way. You're like, I don't want to bother them or whatever. But there's people out there that want to help because they you know, got help when they were starting. So you got to help and connect with somebody that's just having success. Just ask them, man. And don't always just give it to you want to take some. Ask them what you can do for them, you know, and get going, and you'll get where they'll want to help. And then you go up, and it's like pay it forward. You're going to be doing the same thing. But don't hide out, and do not ask for help and just get lost. Then get frustrated, then quit. And then it's like, oh, that play sucked, because it doesn't. It's just that you didn't take the action steps and connect with who you need to connect with. Yeah.
I mean, you don't fail until you quit. And one of the worst things you could do was have an amazing resource like this community, the mentors and the trainers, and then just not ask the question and just get so frustrated that you give up. That would be, you know, I don't know, that's the worst thing in my mind, because you have the resources at your fingertips. You know, you jump on a Zoom call just like we're doing right now. And, you know, I've done several in the last week to just help out. And it's just, people are always willing if they have the time. This community is amazing and always wants to give back.
You know,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. You know, too, what I found with a lot of times is they're right where they need to be. They just need to be pointed like in the right direction, but they're just right there. It takes, hey, 5 minutes, go do this, or give you an example is they get going, but they don't really know, but they haven't really talked or with somebody about affiliate. but it's right there. And then they're trying to do everything. They're going to go try to find a product. And I just say, wait, time out. I go, if you'll spend $39.99, it's well worth it.
Oh, yeah.
And do the AWOL affiliate. If you'll start that, and then they'll help you with your funnel and then get your business started. And then, but they're taking you step by step. If you get in and you're trying to do this and you have never did it before, you're going to get so frustrated if you go try to do your product. And I'm not saying you can't, but I'm just saying, do the $39.99 with the AWOL. Let them get you going, get your business, learn from that, and then come back and go and do other products. Agree?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a perfect earn while you learn system.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is built for you, and there's training to help you customize it to make it your own. It's proven to convert. It's a high ticket item. I mean, with it, if you make one sale, you've already made back that investment for the month plus a profit. I mean,
yeah.
It's a no-brainer there. They've built it perfectly. And what's kind of crazy is that the system is built to educate you, to train you. And that's why I think it's like, it's a really low percentage, and I'm going to probably botch it, but I think it's like 1,000 people of like the 300,000 who have become a part of AWOL Academy actually are affiliates for it.
Right.
So it's like the platform is mainly there for you to learn and be able to, whether you have a brick and mortar business that you want to promote, you have your own product you want to promote, or you just want to be an affiliate and, make money on commission. It's there for everybody. But you also have the opportunity to have a proven system that's step-by-step, easy to use, that can start making you money almost instantly while you're still learning. So, yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer for people who understand the way this industry works a little bit more. And then, there are people who don't want anything to do with affiliate marketing. So obviously it isn't a no-brainer for them. But I feel, in my opinion, it was a no-brainer for me.
Yeah.
I joined right away and started to move into that affiliate realm.
Well, a lot of people that I think they just don't, you can get overwhelmed when you first join up. And like I said, they just, because I've said, well, and they'll come back and they go, oh, God, that just everything's falling into place and I feel much better. They just didn't know. So with that being said, it's just sometimes people just need to be like pointed in the right direction. That's an email or a phone call that takes 10 minutes and then you're there. That's why I keep saying is don't be afraid to ask, and you're not asking a stupid question, and you're never bugging me.
Yeah. And, sometimes, and this, I don't get this from the community. I get this more from just the general Facebook, we'll call it the Facebook verse. The world of Facebook, is that people hit me up and they're like, oh, I signed up for Amazon. I signed up for Best Buy. I signed up for Walmart, or any of the other, companies that they talked about in the in Cal's video. And then they're like, but, they're asking me for my social, or they're asking me for my business name or my URL for my website. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, you obviously didn't download the free PDF. You obviously did not attend the free training.
Yeah.
If you had done either of those free assets, you would have known the answer to these questions. And it just kind of blows my mind that people can obviously see the value in it, want to start it, but don't have initiative enough to sit down for 2 hours and learn it.
Yeah.
Learn more about it so they can understand it and start moving forward. I tell people all the time, listen, these free resources are built for you for a reason. Utilize them, gain the knowledge, and then you can come back to me with a much more quality question and I can actually help you. But if you're asking me about your website, then you haven't even taken the time. And we, in the industry, we call them micro commitments. If you can show me that you have the ability to make a micro commitment, then I'll be more willing to commit my time to help you.
Oh, I love that.
But if you're not willing to even people throughout my funnel series, there are 2 different times where people have to make a micro commitment of themselves to learn something that when they later come and speak to me, just the way they speak to me will tell me whether or not they did that. And most times I won't even get on a call with someone if they have not already hit those. We're wasting each other's time. We are literally wasting each other's time at that point. And it's not worth it. I'm a very busy person. I'm sure people are taking time out of their busy schedules to be a part of that. And it's just, it isn't worth it. You know, we want to be able to maximize our time and both of us benefit. And that's just not a situation where that happens.
Yeah, for sure. If you want the help, at least you got to, because you can tell right away if they're following the training by what they ask or whatever. And it's like, I love to help, but you gotta follow the training, because it's not, if you don't, it's gonna waste both of our times, because you're gonna be lost and I'm not gonna train you. You know, you've got to go follow the training, but I'm definitely here as you're following the training, just like you said. But I love that say that again.
Micro commitments.
Micro commitment. Cool.
I
like that.
So, I mean, we take the time to build out, you know, over 2 hours of content in a webinar so that you can gain the knowledge and we can have the time we need to work on the next thing. But people, I mean, if you're not going to take the time to watch something that we took the time to invest in and build value for you, then you're not going to gain the value or move forward in this industry like you should. And therefore, we are wasting each other's time.
Yeah.
So micro commit, watch the free resources that we've taken the time to build for you and to give you the value that you need to get started. And if you can get past that, then you can, you know, get in contact with me, ask me some questions. And then there's another one after someone joins AWOL, where they get, you know, another chance to, once they finish their coaching, which is another micro commitment, then they get a chance to, you know, get a little one-on-one time with me and get a little bit more personal mentorship.
Sure.
Make sure they're set up properly to really move forward.
Yeah. Fair deal. Yeah.
You know, I found that, you know, I love to give back and I love to help, but if all I do is help and give back, then I'm not working on my business and I'm not balancing my time between family and business properly. It's too much business at that point. So micro commitments, I find it very, very useful.
Chris, I wanted to ask you, I think that we talked about this before, was in my past, I've always been really big on customer service because it's huge. What I see a lot in the community is once the people just get the sale, then they're just kind of waiting on the next one. And then if they're not following up before and after the coaching call, they don't really know who their customer is, who their sale is, and they leave so much money on the table. I know that because I can't tell you the number of times I had visited with people who have no idea, you know, the referring affiliate has no idea about that person. Because they're reaching out. It's been over that they're not going to cancel, but they're trying to figure out, you know, scale bundle, elite light, elite light or elite, and just spending time with them. And then they're sold on it because somebody spent time to do it. Then they go and sign up, and somebody's getting a $4,500 commission that just never even contacted them. So the reason why I'm saying that is, man, if you don't follow up with your sales afterwards, you're leaving money on the table. And those back-end sales is what really can get you going and pay for those ads and, you know, and just get your business going like crazy if you take care of what you've got coming in. Agree with that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it's unfortunate that there are cases where, you know, people are bringing in so many sales they can't personally.
Oh, yeah. I was talking about new people. Yeah.
But, you know, it's unfortunate when people first coming in, they chase the money so much that they forget
that's what I was saying.
All that money has a soul attached to it. There's a real person behind that name next to that number. And, you know, to be able to reach out to that person, find out, you know, not forget why you got started, really is what I'm getting at. Don't forget your humble beginnings, because that will allow you to realize that every name on that sheet is a person, is a soul with their own problems and their own obstacles and the things they're trying to get away from. And I really enjoy getting on a call and talking to them, finding out where they were. And then I get so excited because I know what's capable for them with this industry and within AWOL Academy and what it's done for me. And I just start getting so amped up because I'm like, oh, you know, your husband's deployed and you're home trying to start an Etsy business. I'm like, this is great. I can so help you start that and get you launched and, you know, get you to the house you're looking for and be able to pay for it. Like, I just get amped. You know, that was my most recent call I had was with that. So that's why it popped in my head. But, you know, whether it's, you know, I'm living paycheck to paycheck and I barely have enough money at the end of the month to keep the AC on, I just get amped because I'm like, you're about to have such a better quality of life. If you commit to this training, take it seriously, take your success seriously. I mean, Gaia says it. He's like, your success is 100% guaranteed to you the minute that you own it, the minute that you believe it, go for it. And that's the truth. excuse me, that's the truth of this industry, you know. So I love, you know, talking to my customers, people who are coming in under me as me being their referring affiliate, because it just gets me so amped to hear about how their life is going to change, where it was, and I know where it can go, and then, you know, to be able to be there and help them along the way is just, that fulfills me. There's no greater thing to me. There's no paycheck, no nothing that's better than watching people being able to completely transform their lives, and then, you know, get on a call with them a couple of weeks later, or, you know, a couple of months later, and just hear how much better their life is already.
Yeah, just the whole mindset.
So awesome. Yeah. So awesome.
When you were talking, I was thinking about, like, when I talk with people, when they just get a sale, just think about when you came through and you just joined and you're setting up your coaching call. What do you think they're thinking? What did you think? Well, when I talked to my coach, very helpful, but I want to talk to somebody that's in the trenches. You know, I want to talk to somebody that's actually doing it, because I know the coach is there and he's very well and they set the goals, but I just feel like I want to. So, you know, I didn't get a hold of my referring affiliate, but I got a hold of Devin and things. But so what I'm saying is when somebody comes through, they need somebody to reach out to them. They're sitting there going, should I do this or should I do that? And if nobody's there, you know, it could be where they don't do it or whatever. But if you get with them and you follow up with them, man, not only do you get excited because you're helping them change their life, but by helping them, like, say, join up for Elite, it's helping them, but it also helps you. It's a win-win. So you just don't ignore. I understand if you know, so many sales a day or whatever, and you can't keep up. But when they're just coming in and you're new, you have a lot of time to spend on customer service. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I mean, honestly, I make decent money, and I have a decent amount of sales coming in, and I still contact every one of them personally.
Oh, I know you do.
Yeah. I'm talking about, you know, so I'm not saying that even after, you know, a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it may be, not to do that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there's some people out there who don't like their face being seen. We call them super affiliates, that kind of just hide in the background and just literally bring in thousands of people every day.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand that model being hard to contact everyone personally. My referring affiliate is one of those people, so I've never.
Me too.
Never had the opportunity to, like, get on a one-on-one with them. We just had an email transfer real quick, and I was okay with that because of the community itself. You know, was there for me. There was, you know, amazing people in the community and mentors and trainers who were already there for me. So it doesn't have to be the referring affiliate. I just personally like to reach out because I get fulfillment and I get joy, true joy, out of helping people and seeing, you know, their actual circumstance and how it's going to improve. That to me is just wonderful. So I love doing it.
And then when they, like, some of them I have they're my sales, and then they're in the Facebook group, and then we're talking, helping. And then, man, when they get their first sale, I'm more excited for them than I was for mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it because, you know, this community is like a family. We're tight knit, even though hundreds of us, you know, when we see each other, it's a hug and how you been.
Yeah.
But, I like going on the Facebook group and seeing people getting those sales, getting their first, you know, big ticket sales. I love when people text me, you know, oh, you know, I just got my first commission today. Like, my actual check came in.
Yeah.
I love it because it's just, first of all, it's proof that, you know, this hundreds of people doing it. And second of all, it's just like, wow, man, you're actually changing your life. You took action and you are changing your life. And that is amazing.
There's nothing better.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of the best things about this industry. And it's why I'm so passionate about it and why I probably will never stop running ads. It's just, I love watching people improve their lives. It's just amazing to me.
You know, another cool thing about this business is you really never know when the sale comes in. That's what's to me, that's what the adrenaline, like. I remember the first time I got an Elite commission, I think it was at night or whatever, and I was just sitting around and it pops up and I'm like, wow, you know, and it was like, I was just like, I don't know, I was about to go to bed. And you, like you said, I remember you telling me you wake up to the sales and you never know when they're coming. And it's such an adrenaline rush for me. I like, because, you know, if you're doing like the 9 to 5, you know, it's going to be the 1st and the 15th and it gets in the count and you're like, well, am I going to get a bonus or whatever? But with this business, it's like, you never know when. And it's really exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, sure is. Well, I enjoyed that little thing there. We wasn't even part of a question, but we went off on a little tangent, and I liked it. Got real.
You got amped up, man, when you
Well,
start talking about yourself.
I like it because, a lot of times we talk about the obstacles and how to overcome them, but, you and I, we've been conversing a lot for a long time now, since back in January. And I really enjoyed the conversations that you and I had, because I also feel that you are awake and enlightened yourself. So to be able to just kind of go back and forth with why we do this, and, why we're passionate about it. And, honestly, we say it all the time, it's not about the money, it's about helping people. But it's just, when we actually get to talk about the helping of people, I find that it just makes me smile. I love it. So thanks for letting me go on that tangent with you. So just to kind of give a little bit more of a resource to people, and some tools they can absolutely implement directly into their life today. What are some books, audio, hard copy, whatever it was, that you've read, whether it be business, marketing, mindset, copywriting, that have been, your top, let's say your top three, that you would recommend to anybody first getting started?
I would say I got them right here, my top three. The Robert Cialdini, the Influence.
Mm.
One of my favorites, Hypnotic Writing with Joe Vitale. You like that one, the Hypnotic Writing?
Yeah, that one sits actually, I moved it because it's right here. Oh, sits next to my computer. Yep.
And then I like the old school. I like Dan Kennedy, although he's back when it's kind of different. But it's still, man, it's so. And when you read, they're all different, and you can get different ideas. It can be overwhelming, but you can pick up little bits and pieces from each one. And I know it's really helped me when, with writing. And I know I got a lot out of, I think Kiala was talking, I think even you, where if you write every day, just write. And I know that in the Hypnotic Writing, you just write and write and write and write, and you'll get better at it. And that's what I do. I really enjoy it. I know that I can get better all the time, but if you don't do it, you're just not going to get better. So you got to do it every day. But I love, another thing that I do with my audios is this app called Blink. And it's, they condense it down to maybe like 10 or 15 minutes of a book. And I'll be at the gym, and I'll just bring my app up, and there's tons of different books you can choose. And then they'll just go through 8 little blinks, and it'll just give you a condensed version. And so I do that with the audio, and then I do the book, and then, back to, the 5 pillars. You got to do the mastermind. You got to go out there and help people. If you don't help people and you keep it inside, I don't think you're going to get where you need to be. You got to reach out, man. There's people out there that need help and need loving on. And, that's what Kiala made it part of, was the masterminding, mailing your list. I've gotten much more consistent with that. Mm-hmm. And the more consistent I am at the same time every day, I've got those new AWOL X lists, which is solo ads. And so I got different ones, testing them and seeing the open rates and the click rates. But if you don't do it, it's just going to sit there, and you're going to, you got to do it every day, and you want to get better. Like this business, you got to get better. You got to do it consistently every day. Yeah.
Any other books that you'd maybe some favorites, things that maybe you've read recently that maybe aren't business or mindset, copywriting oriented, but just something that you found to be really, really beneficial?
I've been reading most of the books just for work. And then my wife and I are really, we're movie buffs, and we'll get it. I'm not talking about just, whatever. We get I really love Pureflix. It's different than Netflix. But the inspirational movies, I'm an emotional dude. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm a crier. I don't really care, I just, I remember the basketball coach that died of a cancer. Anyway, he was talking about every day that if you cry and you laugh each day, if you do those things, man, and it's just part of living. And I try to do those. I mean, I'm not sitting there, I'm gonna just go cry. I'm just talking about an inspiring movie, something where somebody went through adversity. True stories I love. I love biographies. I love to go back and see in the years back and watch a biography of somebody that I admired. It could just be anything. It could be something from, President, Billy Graham, Marilyn Monroe. I mean, all kinds of stuff. Go back and just, I like to go back and watch and just see kind of what they went through. So biographies, inspirational movies, we do a lot, and just gets me going, gets me amped up, you know. So we do a lot of that. Just good stuff in, good stuff out. And then I'm always like recommending them to my friends right when I get off, you know, the good one, you know. And nowadays you don't have to go to the movie theater and spend $25-50. There's so many things at home that you can do from your Apple TV. It's incredible. So.
Very true. Yeah, this you know, with the ability to be able to cast things from your phone and everything, that all the technology that we have today, it's just.
Oh yeah.
I only go to the movies if it's like something I've been wanting to see forever. So I'm a huge Marvel superhero kind of guy. I read comic books growing up. So if it's like a new superhero movie.
Oh yeah.
But you know, for everything else, that just kind of, you know, basic movies that are coming out that I'd like to see, but I don't really want to go to the theaters. You know, I just cast them from the house. Just right.
Oh yeah. But there's nothing better than a Friday night or Saturday night inspirational movie where, again, a true story, and you're like, God, and it's somebody that went through just an amazing, you know, transformation of this. They were down and had such a great attitude, and then there they are today. I mean, that just, man, it just gets me going. I really like it.
Awesome. Have you ever watched any Gaia TV?
What is that?
It's called Gaia. It's
I've never heard of it.
It's more like documentaries.
Oh, really? GYA?
It's like its own service, kind of like a Netflix. It's except for you go on there, and it's more like docuseries, documentaries. You know.
Oh, really? Gaia, GIA or GYA?
GAIA, I believe. Okay. It is. But I'll shoot you a text with the.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm open to any of that new stuff.
I don't personally have it, but I have my friend does, my business partner, and some of the stuff that's on there is just really like there's some great knowledge on there, really profound stuff. I really enjoy it. Matthew Jang also raves about it really highly, constantly telling me about cool stuff that's on there. So I don't really have, you know, TV in my house. I just have Netflix for my son so he can watch his shows and do what he wants to do. But I find that I don't really have the time for TV, nor do I really.
Oh, no. Yeah, no. I'm not a TV guy either. I just like stuff that I'm going to learn from, get something from, and just, you know, get a good, just get a good heart afterwards, you know, just get a good feeling. But no, I don't. There's so much stuff nowadays. I just stay away from it.
Yep.
Stay away from, you know, the stuff that's going on today. This is man, it's a crazy world, and you know, we got to keep. I think, you know, there's so many people out there that just need loving on, man. I mean, it's a hurtful world, and you never know what really somebody's going through. You know, you can't just, because a lot of times if I get it just in my head and then I'm just, you know, my phone and just, I don't feel good. You know, I have to put that down, go out, be of service. If you're out and you're looking to be of service, you're going to see opportunities everywhere. But if you're just wrapped up in this and you're not going to see them, but they're there. And just doing something on a daily basis where you can change somebody's day or make somebody smile, I mean, that goes a long way, because you never know what people are going through. I mean, they could be that far from just, you know, tapping out. And you just never know. And the way the world is today, you really got to do that, because everybody's going through something. You just don't know, because they might smile or whatever, but you really never know a person. You know, you just don't.
It's funny that you bring that up, because I think that you kind of have a sixth sense for this kind of stuff. There's been times where I'm just having a bad day or something, you know, horrible just happened. And there'll be like, not even a couple minutes later, there'll be a text from you on my phone.
Oh, really?
And like, hey man, just want to let you know you're awesome.
Oh yeah, man. You do the same
I really
thing.
need that right now. That was, you know, that's awesome that you just have a sense for it. It's kind of crazy.
Well, thank you. I enjoy it.
So we're getting closer to the top of the hour here.
Okay.
I like to try and kind of close these out. Last kind of question is just basically, what would be the one gem of advice, the nugget of value that you would give someone who is on the fence about getting started and who is just getting started? So two different, people, two different people types, but what would be that one thing, if you could say it to them, what would you say?
If somebody was on the fence about getting started, I would reach out to, again, somebody that's been doing it, maybe somebody that just started, somebody that's in the middle, and then, you know, maybe you can't get a hold of somebody that's super, but you can just kind of tell what they're doing. And, you know, see where they're at, you know, see what happened to them. you know, you if you're worried about, you know, wanting to go with it and you're not, I mean, you got to face that you're going to fail. You know, you can't be afraid of that. And it's going to be some work. You can't be afraid to get down and work, and you got to be consistent. So I would do research if you don't really know. And, you know, it doesn't always have to be on the internet. You can find somebody that's doing some kind of affiliate marketing. Even better if it's somebody in AWOL, you know, because you're going to get, I mean, they're going to tell you right away, you know, whoever you get with that are doing the deal. And then as far as somebody that's just getting started, if you're just getting started, I would first consider doing affiliate right off, because like you said, that's going to help you earn while you learn. It's going to help you get your business started. Second, I would do the training exactly the way they teach it. Don't add to it. Don't take away. Don't get ahead of yourself. Don't be in module 1 and then you ask a question. You see something in the Facebook where somebody posted about something else that's way down the line, and then you go and you want to know about that. Tunnel vision. Keep, you know, exactly the way it's taught. Stay away from stuff that you see that doesn't really apply to it. Stay on track. Be consistent. Ask questions. Ask for help. Don't be afraid to reach out. And don't overthink and don't beat perfectionism, and just get into it, get it built, and throw your ad out there and go get them.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would do.
Perfect. Well said. Perfectly said. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just get it out there, and it literally takes off from there. It's, you know, awesome. So I want to say thank you so much, Stoney, for taking your time out of your day today.
Oh man, it was a blast. It went fast. I had fun.
An hour does go by pretty quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel that you definitely brought plenty of value, and I really appreciate you taking it.
Oh yeah, thank you for having me, man. It's an honor.
I also want to thank you, the viewer, for joining us today on this interview. If you found value in this interview, please hit the like button and go down to the comment section and let me know what your biggest takeaway was. What is the one thing that we talked about today that, you know, really resonated with you that you're going to start using in your life? And as always, if you want to see them as they're dropping, you know, fresh, you want to hit that subscribe button, and that way you don't miss a single bit of value that we drop every week. I know last week there was not one. I had a family issue, so there was going to be a skip in that week, but we're right back on it again, and episode 6, there you go. So also in the description section of this video, there will be a link for you. If you're ready to get started right now and you do not want to wait any longer, and you were just passionate like I am, hit that link and get started. And as always, if you want to reach out to myself, you can find me either by commenting on this video. I will reach back out to you, or you can reach me on Facebook. Just type in Chris Celeste, and you'll see my beautiful face pop up, and click on it. You can, you know, post or comment or message me there too. I'm always willing to, you know, reach back out to you, answer your questions, and give you any help or support I can to get you started and help you change your life. But other than that, thank you so much again, and I will be talking to you next week. Peace.